Hi, good morning, everyone, and welcome to THG News Today with Mervyn Hanley right here on THG Network. It's great to be in your company this morning at 6 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time. Again, I'm happy to be here in your company. The news, of course, this morning is powered by Carl & Sons Unique Bakery on St. Martin with 3 locations on the island, and we have Feases on Nevis. Today is Juneteenth. It's the 19th, and it's actually an official federal holiday here in the United States. It is celebrated annually on June 19th to commemorate the ending of slavery in the United States. Yesterday, folks, we had a very good interview. We had a great guest, the Honorable Cora Richardson Hodge of Anguilla, of the Anguilla United Front, leader of the opposition in the Anguilla House of Assembly. We would have seen a viral snippet video of what took place there in the House of Assembly last week, Friday, between the Speaker and the leader of opposition. So the Honorable Cora Richardson Hodge, if you have not watched the interview as yet, she was here with us on THG Network to explain what happened. She spoke of the Lansom Bowl Cultural Center, and I believe that it is good information for the Anguillian public to digest and to separate the sense from the nonsense and take it from there. I was about to begin the news, but then I realized most of my news this morning is from St. Lucia. I just realized that. We have a number of news items here from St. Lucia, and I believe, and very important information. But before we get into that, have you guys heard and seen what's happening in the United States Virgin Islands under the governorship of Governor Bryan? A number of department heads, they have been subpoenaed. They have been investigated by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI. Some of them have been actually arrested. And resignations, I mean, it's all across the government of the U.S. Virgin Islands right now, and it is a very dark cloud. I cannot find another way to describe it of what this governor is facing. But, I would hope that the governor is not implicated in any way because he was very close to some of these department heads. And you're talking about, according to the FBI, fraud, scheme, money laundering, bribery in the millions and millions and millions of dollars. And so it has cast a dark cloud over the administration of Governor Albert Bryan. He's an interesting character, very arrogant, condescending, dismissive, because he has arrived. He's governor. But his government, let me put it that way, is in a bales of trouble right now with the FBI and the Department of Justice of the United States of America. If this is your first time here, we do ask that you subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any information on what's happening around the Caribbean or in the diaspora. We try to keep it very fair and balanced here. Sometimes, folks, you may not agree with what we say, but it's only a matter of our own opinion. You have your opinion. I have my own opinion. And we just have to respect each other's commentary and opinion, and I try to do that. I try to be very respectful. But there's a lot happening around the Caribbean as it relates to politicians and governments who continue on a daily basis to disappoint your citizens, taking the citizens for a ride. There's so many struggling families. There's so many struggling single parents out there. And some of the politicians and governments that we have in place, all of selves, all for their families, all for their rich friends, I'll make their friends richer. A lot of corruption, a lot of greed, and it is just awful. It is just awful, and my heart bleeds because every day I get up and I try to focus on other things other than politics, because I do have things to do. And I find myself each day having to be thrown in the lion's den or thrown in a conversation regarding how our people are crying out. Our people are crying out. And when I say our people, I'm not even speaking about one particular island. I am speaking about Caribbean countries. And some of you heartless politicians, you're listening to me right now. And I can't believe how some of you turn out. I really can't believe how you turned out. Biggest disappointments. Politicians that I believed in. And again, across the Caribbean. But the way you use your people and you trample on your people and you have them stifled. Some people can't even speak out because if they speak out, they're victimized and ostracized and all kind of things. I mean, we need some change around some of these islands. because those who are there in some of these offices, not all of them, mind you, but I am telling you, it is painful. And every day, because of my WhatsApp broadcasts and the reach that I have, the list, I have thousands and thousands of contacts on the WhatsApp broadcast where I send out daily with the news and everything. And if you guys just read some of those messages, the way people are crying out, the stories I get on a daily basis, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because the people who they elect, who they hire, because you are the bosses, they're not taking care of their people. They're not taking care of their people, and it's hard. It's hard. And people aren't listening. They don't care. They don't care. And it's sad, it's depressing, but it also makes me angry. You look at a situation there in St. Martin, the electricity crisis, and the politicians, what are they doing? They're just blaming each other. It's his fault. It's her fault. She was there. Oh no, it wasn't us. But what's the solution? And even for the government now, you are in government. So what is your solution? Okay, we get it. It was the previous government's fault, or the politicians from way back. But what is the solution to provide electricity, a necessity, around the clock electricity to the people of St. Martin? And all you're getting is a bunch of BS. And you have an acting prime minister, whatever he is. He is talk about incompetence. Talk about incompetence. Why are we using our people like this? Why aren't we taking care of our people? Because some of us now, we see government and we see the treasury as a slush fund. That's what it is, a slush fund. You go in, you run for office, you're good with the people elect you, and all you think about is making money. Nothing for the people, nothing about the people. And you know something? I have reached a stage in my life. I have been through so much, but I have reached a stage in my life where I have become, and with God's strength, more fearless than ever. And whatever I can do to continue to fight for the people and be a voice for the people, I will do it. And I'm not going to be intimidated. I'm not going to shy away. Sometimes people will throw their sprat and throw things out there, wanting to shut me up or wanting to embarrass me. No, it's not going to happen. Our people deserve better. Our Caribbean men and women, brothers and sisters deserve better. And right now, forgive me, but I'm going to say it. I have to say it because it's right there and it needs to come out. Some of these governments right now, they're full of shit. They are full of it. What time is it? It wasn't my intention to go all this, but I just had to. So Mr. Producer, please bear with me this morning. So I'm going to just read one or two stories out of St. Lucia. And we'll be back tomorrow morning with Rohan Isles of Nevis. Will be here tomorrow, right, Rohan? I think it's tomorrow, Rohan Isles of Nevis. We'll be discussing some news from around the Caribbean. And of course, I have some questions for Rohan because he hasn't been here in a while. And I know he's a candidate, a caretaker for the Nevis Reformation Party, at least, hopefully for the next election, the candidate. So I need to ask him some tough questions, right? Now, in St. Lucia, I must tell you before we go that the St. Lucia is joining at least 2 other CARICOM countries in launching a prepaid electricity project in August, allowing consumers to top up their electricity by telephone. The Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment Minister Henry said that the St. Lucia Electricity Services Limited, that's LUSLEC, will launch the pilot project and that persons will be able to receive electricity in a prepaid mode. So you buy your top-up electricity, you can see it on your phone, and then you can manage your electricity. The minister told reporters following a cabinet meeting, adding that the high incidence of electricity disconnections prompted the prepaid initiative. He said many people were unable to afford the postpaid model. We asked for it. The electricity company has communicated to me that in August this year, there'll be a launch of prepaid electricity. If you have never experienced it, it is something to try. And then he went on to say that this is also in Dominica, where Dominica allows consumers to purchase power for their prepaid meters via telephone at their convenience. The system also operates in other countries, including Jamaica. Like prepaid telephone service, consumers may buy credit and top up as required. In Jamaica, the consumer gets a customer interface unit resembling a security alarm keypad, which the power company installs in the home. The unit beeps when only 5 kilowatt hours remain, and if the consumer cannot top up before the credit expires, they can call the power company for an additional 5 kilowatt hours. Good stuff there it's the a project that will be launched in St. Lucia, that is, in August. And just a pilot project there to do the testing and to see exactly what they will do moving forward. But I like that initiative, and I believe that other Caribbean countries will pick that up as well. Now, I had some other stories, but let me just end with this one still on St. Lucia. I should have had this to you last week, but because of Father's Day celebrations and all of that, and the interview yesterday with the Honorable Cora Richardson Hodge, we weren't able to have that. But I must read it, and it's regarding the big story, the trending story about MSR Media. Honorable Dr. Ernest Hilaire, St. Lucia's Minister of Tourism, Investment, Creative Industries, Culture and Information, says St. Lucia should not be included in the U.S.-filed RICO lawsuit by MSR Media. In a statement, the minister said the issue should remain between St. Kitts and Nevis, Caribbean Galaxy, and MSR Media. I'm informed that in 2022, Phillipe Martinez and MSR Media obtained a license for a CIP project under the alternative investment option in St. Kitts and Nevis. In November 2023, Mr. Martinez wrote to one of his competitors, Caribbean Galaxy, Les Can CEO, and also the former Prime Minister, Dr. Timothy Harris, and others, claiming alleged fraud, tax evasion, and money laundering. His contention was that Caribbean Galaxy was selling citizenship at a fraction of the rate by underpricing its shares in its project. His contention was this has caused him loss, and he was entitled to financial damages. The formation proceedings were filed against Martinez and MSR Media by Galaxy and also by Dr. Timothy Harris. Caribbean Galaxy has a project in St. Lucia, and as such, Mr. Martinez has sought to include St. Lucia in his claims. St. Lucia's position was that this is a matter between St. Kitts, Caribbean Galaxy, and Mr. Martinez, and we did not want to get involved. Mr. Martinez's response was that he had evidence of Galaxy's wrongdoing and invited the Prime Minister and myself to Washington to examine the evidence. Again, our position was clear. We were not going to be drawn into Martinez's conflict with the government and people of St. Kitts and the Galaxy. Our position remains. We do not want to get involved in this matter, and Mr. Martinez should seek to resolve his dispute in the court of law. The response of Mr. Martinez was to file a recall civil lawsuit, which includes two former prime ministers of St. Kitts and Nevis, Caribbean Galaxy, and Mr. Claude Emmanuel, CEO of St. Lucia's CIP, as defendants. In the lawsuit, he claims that Mr. Emmanuel is aware of the alleged scam and has failed to stop it. We have instructed our lawyers to take all necessary action in the U.S. courts to remove Mr. Emmanuel's name from this filing, as this is not related to St. Lucia nor Mr. Emmanuel and is clearly malicious. It is instructed that Mr. Martinez has included the names of two former Prime Ministers of St. Kitts and Nevis, but did not include the name of Alan Chastenay, who brought Galaxy to St. Lucia and under whose government Galaxy started selling shares. The minister clarified that the former administration was responsible for bringing the real estate developer Caribbean Galaxy to St. Lucia. However, it's important to note that former Prime Minister Alan Chastenay was not named in the lawsuit. It is concerning that the United Workers' Party, and in particular the leader of the opposition, Mr. Alan Chastenay, has aligned himself with this individual who has clearly embarked on a quest to destroy St. Lucia and the Citizenship by Investment program and our visa-free arrangements and corresponding banking relationships by making false, baseless, malicious, and scandalous accusations of fraud and corruption in the Citizenship by Investment program in St. Lucia, where there is none. Mr. Hilaire the minister assured the people of St. Lucia that he would be vindicated as he has fought such claims before, but concluded by urging St. Lucians to stand by their country against such claims that stand a chance to degrade not just an economic driver for the country, but could degrade in the travel strength of the country's passport. And it goes on and on. I could say more, but we are out of time. But you know what? This is the most forceful statement I have heard from a minister or a politician who is associated or they try to link to this MSR media mess. Mr. Honorable Hilaire, he was very forceful. And he is saying that we need to stand up and rise up against Phillipe Martinez and what he's doing in trying to destroy the citizenship by investment program. I am yet to hear, the issue on St. Kitts. I am yet to hear really anybody, apart from the Honorable Denzel Douglas in the Parliament, he really went after Phillipe Martinez and those who are trying to destroy the citizenship by investment program. I like that forcefulness. And he said something pretty interesting in his statement. He said that the person who brought Phillipe Martinez to St. Lucia, it's interesting that they are not named in the lawsuit. Who brought Phillipe Martinez to St. Kitts and Nevis? Do you know? Ladies and gentlemen, with that, I'm sorry I've taken up 20 minutes of your time this morning on THG Network, THG News Today, but it was very important that we get these information out there today. Do join me again tomorrow morning, God's willing, at 6 o'clock for a similar presentation. Tomorrow morning, I should have Rohan Isles of Nevis. He will be here joining me. Twin Spin tomorrow here on the network. God bless you. I am Mervyn Henley.
Martin Sons have been serving the people of St. Martin for over 40 years. And the food and service get better and better. From early morning, customers flock to the bakery for their favorite sandwiches, cakes, pastries, you name it. First thing at mornings and last thing at afternoons, folks rush to Carl & Sons for simply the best. There are 2 locations, Coal Bay and on the Punfill. In Coal Bay, the opening hours are Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. On Saturdays, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Sundays, 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Opening hours on the Punfill, Monday to Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 6:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. We also cater for weddings, parties, special events, whatever the occasion. It's Carl & Sons. Our staff, we are always happy to serve you. Call us today, the Coal Bay location, 721-544-2462. That's 721-544-2462. Or in Phillipsburg, 721-543-1059. That's 721-543-1059. It's Carl & Sons Bakery. We are here to serve you. Nevis, satisfy your sweet tooth at Feaser's, the cozy spot in Charlestown, known for its mouth-watering ice cream and dal parade. We are open Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come in and sample our patties, sandwiches, air-fried wings with fries, hot dogs, rotis, and now our famous smoothies, in all flavors of course. And don't forget to try the famous bus-up shut and saltfish. It's Feaser's, located at the entrance to the Cotton Ginnery Mall in Charlestown, Nevis. They're also available by phone, so place your order by calling 1-869-665-2458. Don't ask about the rest, just try the best.